The 2016 season is a piece of Cubs history, a moment in time placed in a drawer that's periodically open to remind us it actually happened. But as the calendar flips and the championship roster gets smaller and smaller with each new year, you wonder what might have been had the old gang stayed together. It's impossible to know, of course, in this day and age when change is constant and players have a finite window to make as much as they can before the game tells them they're no longer needed. Cubs president Theo Epstein is no sentimentalist. He let Jake Arrieta walk away, just as he did with Pedro Martinez when the Red Sox star was a free agent after their 2004 championship. It would be great if Arrieta was still around to face the Indians when they return to Wrigley Field on Tuesday night for the first time since Game 5 of the '16 World Series. And who wouldn't like to see Dexter Fowler leading off against Trevor Bauer or Aroldis Chapman facing Rajai Davis in the 9th inning with the game on the line? But time marches on, and many members of the 16 champs now are scattered around the league, hoping to recreate the magical season they experienced in Chicago with new teammates in different cities. In the Cardinals clubhouse in St. Louis a few weeks ago, Fowler, the former Cub, said the players from the 16 team all understood they would have to separate sooner or later. It just turned out sooner was operative word. That's the nature of the beast, Fowler said. I've been playing long enough. You realize it's a business. We'll always have a bond that no one can break. Fowler is proof positive that the 2016 bond is enduring. He and Rizzo remain so tight that Fowler's wife, Aaliyah, commented on an Instagram post that Dexter told her they had to postpone the date of their C-section for the birth of their second child because the Cardinals were playing the Cubs in Chicago that week. Dexter said he had to go see Riz, so I moved my due date. For you, Anthony Rizzo, Aaliyah wrote. But Dexter said it was all a misunderstanding and that the series he was looking at on the schedule was actually the Cardinals' trip to the South Side to play the White Sox. Crisis averted, and the Rizzo-Fowler bromance lives on. That tight bond also remains between Cubs fans and the members of the 16 team. Fowler doesn't get booed at Wrigley Field when the Cardinals come to town, and Arrieta no doubt will get a loud ovation when he returns with the Phillies in a couple of weeks. No one blames them for seeking their market value elsewhere, nor does Epstein hear any criticism for turning the page and letting those popular players go. This, after all, is a guy who once dealt Nomar Garciaparra to the Cubs, a Boston legend, to help the Red Sox win it all in '04. But when the Cubs and Indians play again this week, it will be difficult for Cubs fans to turn off the Wayback Machine for 48 hours. The World Series memories are still relatively fresh, even if the only obvious reminder is the championship flag flying above the bleachers. There's one more subtle reminder on a wall outside the Cubs clubhouse, a blown-up photo of the postseason bleacher wall with chalk-written messages from Cubs fans, including "Bleep LeBron," a shot at the NBA star who was shown on TV during the series rooting for his hometown team. Epstein joked he would only remove the photo when James signs with the Bulls. The last time the Indians were at Wrigley was Game 5 when the Cubs trailed 3-1 and manager Joe Maddon gave everyone permission to freak out. "Please be nervous." "Absolutely," he said before the game. "You should be nervous. We have to win tonight, so go ahead and be nervous." John Lester's pitching and Chris Bryant's home run helped the Cubs stay alive, and of course Chapman entered in the 7th inning to record the final 8 outs. It was the Cubs' first World Series victory at Wrigley Field since 1935 and propelled them to their first championship since 1908. Those memories will flood back this week, and deservedly so. And when the Indians leave town after Wednesday's game, Cubs fans can go back to worrying about the season at hand. This is what they do best. Will Yu Darvish finally get his act together? Can the Cubs' offense be more consistent? Is Epstein going to acquire Manny Machado? The names may change, but the saga goes on.